Hey there, deck builders! As always, I'm your host Alex. Thanks for joining me. We need to have a little chat about our good friend Solemn Simulacrum, aka Sad Robot. Like everyone else out there, I'm a fan of creatures that let you mana ramp and draw cards. When it comes to Solemn Simulacrum, I see a large segment of the community that seems to believe he's a staple card. According to the handy statistics provided by EDHREC, Sad Robot comes in as the number 5 most commonly used creature in the Commander format. In fact, he's featured in over 57,000 deck lists online. It isn't that Solemn Simulacrum is bad, there are just other spells that do what he does better and more consistently. At 4 mana, Sad Robot doesn't fit particularly great on your curve, especially if you're trying to ramp quickly during your early turns. And by the time you've spent the 4 mana to actually get him on the field, his first ability, frankly, just isn't that powerful. Essentially, you're paying 4 mana for 1 basic land that enters the battlefield tapped. Ideally, the ramp spells in your deck should hover somewhere between 0 and 3 mana to cast. It isn't uncommon to see commander decks that carry mana ramp spells that are 4 mana or above, but real talk, those spells are gonna fetch you a lot more than just 1 basic land that enters tapped. Let's not forget about his second ability though. Whenever he dies, you get to draw a card. Unfortunately, in a singleton format that features 99 card decks, drawing 1 single card usually isn't that great. To be perfectly honest, most times your opponents aren't going to care that much about you drawing 1 card. A vanilla 2/2 creature isn't going to prevent your opponents from swinging at you. I could set all this aside, all the negativity, if maybe he was fairly priced. Spoiler alert, Sad Robot's price is going to make you want to cry. $7? Seriously? $7 for this? Let me show you some cards I'd take over Sad Robot and that cost less too. First up is my guy, Knight of the White Orchid. As a 2/2 creature with first strike for only 2 mana, Knight of the White Orchid is easy to get onto the battlefield and is valuable in combat scenarios. Where he really shines though is his second ability, being able to tutor for any plains card, not just a basic land, and put it onto the battlefield untapped. That is easy money. I even prefer big one-time ramp spells like High Tide over Sad Robot. 1 blue mana at instant speed also means you can cleverly plan to use it at a time that's most advantageous to you. Dark Ritual is also a solid option. Converting 1 black mana into 3 black mana can make for some really explosive plays at the beginning of games. I'd even take a creature like Treasonous Ogre. He starts off with higher toughness than Sad Robot, and his dethrone ability enables him to get stronger over the course of a long game. I also like that his red mana generating ability is only limited by how much life you have to pay into it. Wood Elves is another preferred option. Its ability functions similarly to Knight of the White Orchids. Being able to bring any forest card onto the battlefield, not just basic lands, makes this card far more valuable in multicolored decks. And as an added bonus, that forest enters the battlefield untapped, so you don't have to sit around for a turn and wait to use it. In Commander, it's really important to take advantage of spells that are going to allow you to draw more than 1 card. Skull Clamp not only fits exceptionally well on a mana curve, it's also very abusable. Pair it with some 1 toughness creatures and you're going to be drawing cards all game long. Another solid option for the aggro players out there is Mentor of the Meek. In token themes or decks with lots of mana dorks, Mentor of the Meek can generate you a lot of value. Paying a single generic mana to draw a card is always a good deal. In the right deck, I'd also take Bident of Thassa. Over the course of a drawn-out game, this handy spell has the potential to draw you quite a bit of cards. It also incentivizes you and your opponents to play more aggressively, which can speed up games that are going overly long. It's remarkable to me that Solemn Simulacrum costs more than arguably one of the best spells in the entire Commander format, but it's true. For those who may not know, Necropotence allows you to pay as much life as is feasible and draw that many cards. And with handy spells I mentioned previously like Dark Ritual, you can play this behemoth of an enchantment on turn 1 or even 2. Honestly, would you rather only draw one card that you have to meet a condition to even get, or draw as many cards as your life total allows you to? And if green is more your thing, and you're desperate to pay 4 mana for something, why not have that something be Abundance? This beautiful enchantment enables you to sort through the cards that you draw and make sure that you get something you actually might want to play. If you need more mana, simply choose land and go and get yourself one. If your mana situation is taken care of, you can simply choose non-land and reveal cards until you find one of those and put it in your hand. Now hear me out. Before you rage quit, let me show you a few commanders that Solemn Simulacrum goes really well with. First up are commanders like Animar that reduce the overall cost of a creature and can make creatures like Sad Robot free to cast. Even better are Artifacts Matter commanders like Doretti Scrap Savant. Being able to cast, kill, and reanimate Sad Robot at will makes his abilities far more powerful. He also fits really well with Flicker specialists like Brago King Eternal. Taking advantage of Simulacrum's enter the battlefield trigger multiple times makes it far more valuable. Solemn Simulacrum definitely has his uses, and in the right strategy, could be quite powerful. However, with a moderately high price tag and very little overall impact on a game, I'd strongly caution against putting the Sad Robot in every deck that you build. Don't waste $7 on a low impact creature. Instead, put that money to work purchasing cards like the ones on this list that will help you make a better overall impact on your meta. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you like this video and you want more just like it, please leave me a like. If you're new around here, subscribe and come join one of the fastest growing MTG channels on YouTube. If you want to be among the first people to see my content as it comes out, don't forget to ring that notification bell. You know the drill. Stay classy, deck builders. I'll see you next time.